Hi guys, welcome back to another weekly video. Kayong here from Alpha Play Chief Currency Strategies. If you're new, we'd like to welcome you to this weekly video where we share with you some of our trades, insights, and potential setups for the week. For those who have been following us some time, right, thank you for your support. So for this week, I would like to, before going to the market potential setups for this coming week, I would like to quickly share with you some of the last week examples and last week trades that we have taken. Right, the first one is on Aussie Yen. Alright, we actually shared this on the 20th of January. Alright, with our traders as well, stating that price has completed the minimum structure of ABC at 86.95. Right, and from there we actually expect a drop at least towards this lower trend line, and if it breaks, alright, potentially all the way to 82.7. Alright, and just like to share with you today, right now, with the new market open, you can see this nice drop already, alright, towards 85.80. Right, pretty nice. It's about 100 pips from there. The other trade that we shared and took is actually the Kiwi Yen. Right, very similar to Aussie Yen, we shared that our price also has hit the minimum target of the ABC structure around the 82.7. Right, and we expect it to move lower from there. Right, and you can see from today in Kiwi Yen, okay, another very nice drop from the 82.7 all the way to right now is trading at 81.75. Right, another 100 pips drop from Kiwi Yen. Okay, the other one that we took is Aussie Kiwi. If you're following us for some time since last year, you know that this one is a very nice trade and a potential trade of the year for 2017. Right, and it has started moving up. Alright, but right now it's currently in a correction. And on 20th January, we also shared this. Alright, we expect that after this retracement towards the 61.8, we expect another move towards the upside. Alright, but for this week, alright, as market open, this is what's happening right now. Okay, so from this price development, right now we are expecting one more drop towards the 0.450 area. Alright, before another potential upwards move. Okay, so not all analysis and forecast is going to go accordingly, because you need to also continuously monitor the market and plan for potential scenarios, alternative scenarios like this. Okay, so right now for Aussie Kiwi, if it drops towards 0.45, we'll be looking for another buy setup. Alright, we are going to be bullish on this pair for 2017 until further changes. Right, so this is the three trades that I would like to just share with you that we are in, and we are holding it for long term, right, with the targets that's shared with you on the screenshot as well. So let's go into this week economic data. What are some of the events that you need to take note of? Right, it's relatively quiet in terms of economic data as compared to last week, but we do have some things that you need to look out for. Right, tomorrow will be on Euro ECB as well as the UK. Alright, EU membership court ruling. This will be interesting. You have some minor news from the Eurozone as well, in terms of PMIs and such. Right, so tomorrow focus will be on the Euro. Wednesday focus will be on the Aussie. Right, with CPI quarter to quarter as well as 3-min CPI coming in slightly in expectation with the previous data. Right, whether it's going to be positive or negative is going to impact the market movement. So Wednesday focus on Australian dollar. Thursday is Kiwi CPI. Right, expected to come in slightly better. So if it's a miss, alright, below 0.2, you will see the Kiwi sell off. And then later part of the Thursday, you have prelim GDP on UK. And then in the US session, you have unemployment claims and such. Alright, we don't expect much movement for this. Right, and on Friday we have US GDP, advanced GDP as well as core durable goods. For this week itself, I feel that the economic news from US might not be the driver for the dollar, but instead it will be more on focusing on what Trump is going to do in his first week as president. Right, so these are a few key events. Alright, focus definitely is on Australia and Kiwi and the dollar itself. So let me bring you to the dollar index for this week itself. Alright, on a higher time frame perspective, on a higher time frame perspective, we are still in line with our overall analysis. Alright, we are expecting a retracement, and once this is complete, we expect it to go as high as 106.2. Right, but as of now, if you look into the lower time frame, it is still in a corrective structure, right, towards the downside, so it's not completed yet. Right, I think H4 will be clear. So I wrote here as well, alright, looking at the H4 structure, we are still expecting one more move, right? And this was forecasted during the weekend, and you can see today price did drop, right? If it go lower towards 99.50, it'll be a very nice long opportunity, right? With a very minimum risk, targeting all the way back up to 106.20, right? So this is on dollar index. Okay, so this week, we are expecting it to fall further, and then maybe perhaps later part of the week we're gonna see it strengthen from there, right? Looking at euro dollar is kind of like a negative correlation with the dollar index, right? So we are expecting an up move, right? Up towards perhaps this structure level around 107, 1.0795 to 1.08. Right, it'll be a very nice level to look for a short opportunity, because this structure will be completed with a divergence forming. Right, so from there we're actually expecting one more down move, right, lower, right, depending on how the dollar index is going to play out. If the dollar index is going to start moving towards 106.20, we expect this structure low to be broken, right, and then we are in a downtrend for euro dollar. Pound dollar, alright, this one, if you watched last week's video, we shared with you that it's not advisable to take a short anymore, and right now we're actually expecting and looking at it moving higher. Right, so we forecast that it wanted to drop lower before it moved, but as of today, you can see price has already moved higher. So we'll remove this analysis, alright, and as of now, we are just expecting pound dollar, alright, to start moving higher, alright, based on the wave analysis aspect. So right now, my suggestion to you guys is stay away from this pound dollar trade or this pair itself until you have further clearer confirmation as to where it wants to go, right? But as of now, our bias is towards the upside, okay? But do not long right now, because your risk to reward won't be there. Wait for a deeper retracement, and then you can look for a long setup on the pound dollar. Alright, dollar yen, very similar towards moving according to the dollar index. Okay, so right now on the 4 hour, we can see that price last week has broken above this diagonal structure. Right, on the hourly, we do have a divergence over here as well. You can see divergence with the MACD, right, and it has broken impulsively, but this trend line is still keeping price below it. Okay, so what we are expecting right now is that price is currently retracing and testing the 786 retracement, right? So if we see price drop further, breaking this low, then this entire count will be invalidated and we'll be still in a downtrend on the dollar yen, right? But if we see a very strong impulsive move, and what I mean by that is if you see something like this, right, similarly happening over here, then we'll be shifting towards a bullish outlook, alright, and we'll be starting to look for a long opportunity, right? And of course, for those who are aggressive, you can look to long around the 786 with stops below this level. Target can go all the way back up towards over here. It'll be a very decent long opportunity in terms of risk to reward, alright? We wrote here as well. Okay, but we don't trade in that kind of aggression, so we want to wait for more confirmation in terms of dollar yen. Alright, Aussie dollar will be interesting because that rally has been very strong back since over here. Alright, since the Christmas session last year, alright, we did see a rally in Aussie dollar. Right now, it's forming a very clear divergence in terms of MACD over here as well as price, you can see. And what we're expecting is what I printed over here. Okay, if it's gonna be a very impulsive break of this trend line, we are gonna be having more downside potential. Alright, so I'm gonna either wait for this break to take a trade, or wait for it to break and then wait for a correction, and then we'll look for a short setup, right, going into Aussie dollar. Kiwi dollar, very similar to Aussie dollar as well. If I put this on the 4 hour, it'll be clearer for you guys. Right, we expect some form of correction. But the slight difference in terms of Kiwi and Aussie dollar is that Kiwi dollar, we do see that it has one more move towards the upside before a potential bigger correction towards the downside. Okay, and in terms of MACD, there isn't much of a divergence yet. Alright, so it's not showing sign that it's reversing as of now. Alright, so this is my outlook for Kiwi dollar. Dollar Canadian is interesting because if you follow us last week, alright, we did say that the overall bigger structure seems to have broken. and we are waiting for a corrective move to confirm the broken trend line. Okay, but we didn't get a corrective move. Instead, BOC came in and talked about the potential of cutting interest rate. Alright, that pushed the Canadian dollar very weak, and you can see dollar CAD actually rally from that. Right, and this is a very strong impulse move. So from here, what we're expecting is that we are potentially gonna see one more upside potential. Alright, all the way back up to this top of the structure. Right, but as of now, it's not a good opportunity to take a long because the risk to reward won't be there. Right, so what you want to wait is something like this, as I forecasted. Wait for the correction back down to the 50 to 61.8 Fibonacci level, and then look for that long opportunity from there. Okay, at the bottom we do have a double bottom structure forming as well as a divergence. Right, so everything is pointing towards more upside on the dollar Canadian. Right, another one is dollar franc. Alright, dollar franc is pretty similar to dollar yen. As I shared, alright, we have a diagonal structure with divergence forming slightly over here. Right, not a very clear sign of divergence, but it is still a valid one. Alright, because your RMACD is printing a lower low, but higher low, but your price is going lower. Okay, so we are expecting this diagonal structure to terminate somewhere around the 99.45 area. Right, it can go of course lower, but look out for areas over here, and if price give you a very strong impulsive move, it might be a very nice and decent opportunity to take that trade, alright, with a very low risk alright. And if it's gonna go from there, high chance is gonna break this structure high at 1.0340. Right, so the risk reward is definitely very attractive. Alright, other than that, I'll just give you some other interesting setups that is shared on the other video, right? Last week video talking about the potential trade of the year. This is on Euro Aussie. Alright, this is again what we are looking out for. Once this entire diagonal structure is completed, we look for that bullish momentum back up. On the 4-hour time frame, okay, it's actually showing you sign that it's turning. We have a very nice divergence happening over here. You can see MACD and price is printing a very nice divergence. If I go over to the hourly time frame, right, you can see that price has broken above the structure as well. Right, so right now we are waiting for confirmation, alright, for price to show some form of corrective structure to show that yes, it's gonna go up, and then that's where we're gonna take a long opportunity and go for the home run for 2017, alright, trade of the year. Euro Kiwi is very similar. Right, on the daily perspective, this is what you're looking at. Right, this entire structure, once it's completed, is gonna go up strongly. Okay, it's a very clear divergence even on the daily time frame. You can see MACD with price, and if I go to the 4-hour time frame, right, you can see that this move itself is already showing sign that it wants to go up. Right, but this entire correction is pretty deep, but it's still in a corrective structure, so I don't expect this low to be broken. This low of 1.4690, I don't expect price to break below it. Okay, so if you have a long trade and you decide to hold it, this stop will be pretty safe if you just put it below 4690. Right, but on the hourly time frame, you can see again very similar to Euro Aussie. Right, this structure with a divergence has been broken. Right now, price is forming the corrective that we would like to see. Okay, once this corrective is done, we'll be looking for a very nice long opportunity and go for the home run on Euro Kiwi again for 2017 trade of the year. Right, so that's it for this video that I want to share with you. If you have any questions or you like to have any pairs, opinions and such, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Alright, and always subscribe and like our video so that whenever we release a new video, alright, you'll be notified earlier and you won't miss any opportunities that we shared in the videos. Alright, with that, trade according to your plan and always manage your risk, and I'll talk to you next week.